Introduction to Biology, Part 2. Hierarchy of Biology. The study of life on Earth extends from the microscopic scale of the molecules and cells that make up organisms to the global scale of the entire living planet. As biologists, we can divide this enormous range into different levels of biological organization. Zooming in through the levels of the biological hierarchy at ever finer resolution illustrates an approach called reductionism. This method is so named because it reduces complex systems to simpler components that are more manageable to study. Reductionism is a powerful strategy in biology. The molecules. A molecule is a chemical structure consisting of two or more units called atoms. They are the smallest units of compound. Molecules can be arranged into large molecular structures such as chromosomes, proteins, and lipids. Some of these large biological molecules may be grouped together to become the organelles that compose your cells. The organelles. Chloroplasts are examples of organelles, the various functional components present in cells. The image below, taken by a powerful microscope, shows a chloroplasts. The cells. The cell is life's fundamental unit of structure and function. Some organisms consist of a single cell, which performs all the function of life. Other organisms are multicellular and feature a division of labor among specialized cells. Here we see a magnified view of a cell in a leaf tissue. This cell is about 40 micrometers across. About 500 of them would reach across a small coin. Within these tiny cells are even smaller green structures called chloroplasts, which are responsible for photosynthesis. The tissues. Viewing the tissues of a leaf requires a microscope. Each tissue is a group of cells that work together, performing a specialized function. The leaf shown here has been cut on an angle. The honeycomb tissue in the interior of the leaf, left side of photo, is the main location of photosynthesis, the process that converts light energy to the chemical energy of sugar. The jigsaw puzzle-like skin on the surface of the leaf is a tissue called epidermis, right side of photo. The pores through the epidermis allow entry of the gas CO2, a raw material for sugar production. The organs. The structural hierarchy of life continues to unfold as we explore the architecture of a complex organism. A leaf is an example of an organ, a body part that is made up of multiple tissues and has specific function in the body. Leaves, stems, and roots are the major organs of plants. Within an organ, each tissue has a distinct arrangement and contributes particular properties to organ function. The organ systems. Organ systems are groups of organs within an organism. Some examples are the circulatory, digestive, nervous, skeletal, and reproductive systems, which work together to keep the body functioning normally. For instance, nutrients obtained by the digestive system are distributed throughout the body by the circulatory system. Likewise, the circulatory system distributes oxygen that is taken in by the respiratory system. The organisms. A living organism is a single individual of a species that exhibits the basic characteristics of life. Living organisms are highly ordered and have the ability to grow, develop, and reproduce. Complex organisms, including humans, rely on the cooperation between organ systems to exist. The population. Populations are groups of organisms of the same species living in a specific community. Populations may increase in size or shrink depending on the number of environmental factors and is limited to a specific species. A population could be a species of plant, species of animal, or a bacterial colony. The community. Communities consist of different populations. groups of organisms of the same species, in a given geographic area, from people and plants to bacteria and fungi. Communities included the living organisms in the environment. The different populations interact with and influence one another in a given community. Energy flow is guided by the food webs and food chains in a community. The ecosystem. Ecosystems involve interactions between living organisms and their environments. This includes both living and non-living material in an environment. An ecosystem contains many different types of communities. Extremophiles, for example, are organisms that thrive in extreme ecosystems such as salt lakes, hydrothermal vents, and in the stomachs of other organisms. The biomes. Biomes encompass all of the Earth's ecosystems. They can be divided into regions of similar climate, plant life and animal life. Biomes consist of both land biomes and aquatic biomes. The organisms in each biome have acquired special adaptations for living in their specific environment. The biosphere. The biosphere includes all of the Earth's biomes and all living organisms within. This includes areas on the Earth's surface, below the Earth's surface, and in the atmosphere. We went through the hierarchy of biology, but the one of most amazing thing I leave at the end, the atom. An atom is the basic unit of chemical element. Everything in the world is made out of atoms. Your computer monitor is made out of atoms. The desk it sits on is made out of atoms. So is the air you are breathing. In fact, you are also made out of atoms. If you could somehow take yourself apart and break your body down to its most basic level, you would find out that you are made out of living cells. And those cells are made out of complex molecules. And those molecules contain atoms bounded together. Okay, but what is an atom? What does it look like? The most basic way we imagine atoms is just a series of circles or balls in a clump. But it's far more complicated. On this topic, see you next time. Hi, I'm Andrew Massey. I hope that you found something interesting in these basic biology tutorials, and also learned a bit about the tremendous facts that create my, your, and everyone's world.